Lady, are we gonna make 100 candles today? Oh my God, we haven't done this in a while. Let's chill, we're gonna hang out. I'm gonna try my best to do like sort of a talking vlog style. I struggle with that, so let's see, fingers crossed. Let's get into it, you guys. Let's make 100 candles. I'm starting my fall winter pour. I'm so excited. I think I have just enough wax left to do 100 candles, so let's go. All right. Oh my. That is heavy. Whew. It is pretty late at night, but I have had a day. My computer died, my laptop died, so I was taking care of that. Ate up almost my whole day, so we have the sun starting to set behind us. I am going to start unpacking these jars and we're gonna prep them. I've got the melter on, so we're just gonna get right into it. This is not gonna be fun. It's gonna be a little boring. We're gonna do our best. Do our best. Let's do it. I get my jars on Alibaba. I have a video of how to shop, how to negotiate, how to work with folks in China. If you are inclined, I will link it here. I will link it somewhere here, but definitely check that video out. Once you find a great supplier, the hard part is done and you can just continue to work with them. I love my supplier, they're really great. But you gotta do your own research, do your own diligence. Though, speaking of my supplier, check this out, you guys. Right now, I cut out on the Cricut my logo. Basically, I cut out on the Cricut my logo. I don't know if you can see. So I cut it out. It is painstaking because it has all these little tiny pieces because, you know, why make it easy on myself? Be complicated. So I cut it out and I have to like use the masking tape, transfer it, put it on, try to center it, make it perfect. Well, it's very time consuming. I also do it for the perfume bottles as well. But my amazing supplier is now sublimating my logo right on. How freaking gorgeous. Oh, I could die. They are so great, and I'm so grateful. I do it for the perfume bottles. Aren't these gorgeous, by the way? We have a lot of jars to make. All right, I'm gonna start with my first scent. Let me do a quick jar count because I'm distracted because I'm trying to talk to the camera. Let me make sure I have everything that I need. So I'm doing, oh, look at that sunset behind me. It's so beautiful. So I would say if you can budget and buy in bulk, Alibaba has changed a lot in this last year with minimum order quantities. You no longer have to buy 1,000 at a time. You can buy as little as 100 vessels. And I think that's a good place to like dip your toe in the water. What was the last order? The last order we did was 800. I was really insistent on opening up every box to make sure. Also, the packaging was different. A lot of the boxes arrived crushed, so they had to rectify that. So, but when you start getting into that, you know, 500, 600, 800, it's like, it's really difficult. And then you need to have the space to store it in. So, you know, that's just another thing to consider. You know, we have a lot of space here. We were putting everything in little nooks and crannies when we were in California, but it's a whole thing. So think about it from front to back. So even 200 vessels, do you have a space to put 200 vessels, 500 vessels. It's a lot of boxes. I think it was the 800 jars. I think that was 24 or 25 boxes. Yeah, it just depends. Like, as you can see, they pack these with this like thick styrofoam wrapping, and then the plastic just so it doesn't scratch. I'm like, just so it doesn't scratch, and then I throw it across the room. Don't be like me. Oh my God. Don't be like me. This is gonna take a long time, and you know what? I don't know if I have it in me to do this. Look at this. I don't know. So yeah. So my advice is take your time. You can't buy vessels on Alibaba if you're in a rush. It's just, you're gonna make bad decisions. You're gonna push yourself to do something that maybe you wouldn't do otherwise. So that's what I would say. Make sure you have time, because you wanna get a sample, and then you want to, and that takes time. So you look at a couple weeks there. Or unless you can you pay for expedited shipping, get it in 10 days, 7 days. And then, you know, if it's not great, then it's good. You've only spent a little bit for research, right? Make sure that it's good. Like, these are nice and thick. They're actually they're like a hair thicker than the original Jaws that I used to do. I used to do like a ceramic, which I loved. I loved the way it held heat. It got a really long burn. I was so concerned about switching to glass, but it ended up working out, you know? Like, some were damaged and they refunded me, but like, at that point I was like, just send me extra. Like, for this batch, I'm like, I don't want a refund. I want all of the Jaws, because you pay for the shipping, right? So I was like, just send me like a dozen extra Jaws to anticipate and cover the ones that will inevitably break, you know, regardless of how good they package them. You know, ask if they'll send a couple just to compensate, you know, just to compensate. But whew. All right, so we'll start here with 50, and I'm gonna clean these, and that's gonna be awful. So I'm gonna, why did I say it like that? You know why? Because I was talking to Danny before I was. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna come back. I cannot find my bench scraper to cut into this wax, so I'm gonna do it this way. It's so soft, and it's really easy to cut, so I'm just gonna do that. Just gonna stack it in there. It feels so good. I love it. It's so soft and creamy. Okay. Everything is whipped, and melter is now full with wax. It is late. I think I'm just gonna prep the rest of the other jars tomorrow over here. I am tired and it's late, so I'm gonna pick this back up tomorrow. This is sort of chaotic and weird, but so is candle making, and everything is chaotic and weird. So we're just gonna roll with it. Nothing is perfect and pretty, and so I think it's important to also show that. I have to pick up this mess down here, and then I will be back tomorrow, so I will see you then. All right, now we're gonna wick. All right, it's the next day, you guys. We are here. We are refreshed. Oops. Oh, sorry if that was super annoying. Get my mic here. All right, let's make some candles. So I've got 50 jars prepped here. I have 50 over there. So we'll do a nice big pour today. Get my gloves on. Hold on, I need to take my ring off. My bestie got me this ring holder. I gotta show you guys. It's hilarious. So you can put your ring here, but that's going there. Thank you, Jess. All right, let's get some gloves on. You know, if there's anything to say, it's always count on things not going how you planned, and then just being flexible and just being agile to pivot. Oh, let me take my watch off too. All right. It is chaos. It is messy. It is insane. I have everything prepped, which is amazing. So I just have an Excel spreadsheet. You can use Inventor, whatever works for you. This is my backup. If anything were to ever happen, I need to make sure I have all this. There are so many. I would be devastated if it got lost. So here we go. Melter is ready. You guys, this 2-auto, it is amazing. I freaking love it. Let me get a big picture. What's so interesting is now that I'm working with Soy 10, let me move you closer. I used to have all these pitches staged when I was working with 444 because I needed that cool down. I'm gonna change the, I'm gonna change this. Hold on one sec. Working with 444, I needed the wax to cool, and it took a while. So I used to have like all these pitches just staging, and I don't have to do that anymore because with Soy 10, you just go. You just pour and you go. So let me get this around here. This is just a hack to try and keep things, and it does work, not to try, it does. It keeps things nice and tidy. Wear a rubber band around the pitcher like this, so it catches any drippy wax, which I definitely appreciate. Candle making is not, it's a messy hobby. So I have this, I'll link that video if you want to check it out. Just some like hacks that I've picked up or figured out along the way with making candles. Oh my gosh, this thing is like, it's so drippy. What is happening? All right. Get my scale here. So when I'm just doing this big batch, I am going to put the wax right in the pitcher. My wax right now is around 193. Let's actually do a temp check. Let me see. And we put the wax in last night. So I would say that the 2-auto, this big digital one, it's accurate within about 3 degrees, 3 to 5 degrees. But usually it's like 3. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna be pouring apple picking in Vermont today. She sends the caps with like all of the big and small bottles. So this is the 2 ounce, so I'm just gonna use that. But I love it. I gotta tell you, so I had a theme for my fall collection, fall winter, which was gonna be just like a cozy, comfy vibe. And then I smelled this oil and it completely changed, and it was more defined, and that it's become a nostalgic vibe. Hold on, I don't want to mess this up. Oh my God, it smells so freaking good. Oh my Lord. Yeah, okay. We're gonna get to pouring right now. So that fragrance just completely pulled everything together for me, and it's amazing that scent can do that, right? Fragrance can just like, it really helped define what I was gonna do with this collection. It's hard to explain, but we all approach our fragrances, our launches differently. So all that to say, I'm so hyped for this. All right, how much wax do I need? We love the pour, we love the pour. Where is my, here it is. Okay, so here we go. So I am just using, these are just glass stirring rods. You can use whatever. I mean, you will use whatever, I'm sure. We are definitely going to be needing this funnel today. Really hard to talk to camera while I'm pouring candles. I feel like this is a total fail, you guys. I'm so sorry. I am just like, I can't do both because I'm like trying to be in it, and we have 100 candles to pour today. So I think I'm just going to switch over to just B-roll, and then I'll find some spots to talk as I'm going through. So okay. I just take a paper towel to wipe out residual wax after I've poured, just to swap in between scents. We can keep reusing that as well. This will just help reduce waste. Then spray it with alcohol. Go in with a shop cloth, a muslin cloth, whatever you have. This will just help save, and I go over this in that video I was telling you guys about. This will help reduce how much paper towels you're using, how many paper towels you're using. I cannot speak. Anyway, and now it's ready to go. You don't have to worry about, is it gonna smell like, I'm gonna add a new fragrance, is it gonna smell like the previous one? No, it's like so minimal, and also we just cleaned it out, but it's not enough that it would interfere or be potent, so. Just filled the melter, and I have more wax on the way. Should be here on Monday or Tuesday, so I'm gonna finish filling these, and then I'm gonna take a lunch break because I'm hungry, and then we'll come back and we'll do the others, and then we'll sit down and we'll have a chat. Oh my gosh, what is happening? All of a sudden, things are being weird. Whoa! Such is candle making, my friends. Don't try that at home. I need to tighten this nut, so this bolt, I mean. I will do that after. It is coming out a little bit slower. So just need to adjust just from repetition. You know, after you make a couple hundred candles, you'll want to adjust. Well, I promised chaos, and here we are. For a couple of scents, I have to use a different size wick because of the blends that I'm doing, and I find that one of them has a coffee fragrance in it, and it is, I need to wick down on that. It was pretty crazy. And the other one is like this ultra, it's this ultra concentrated oil, so I'm using like 6%. It's pretty great. My cogs love it. Oh no, this one has like a weird bendy boo to it. Gonna replace that. I'll just use that for a test jar. I actually have another one that's similar. Sometimes they just get a little bit weird. Don't walk too fast now. Yeah, look at that. Boom. Just needed to tighten the nut at the top. I wanted to show you guys the glass bottles that I use for my custom blends. So I pre-blend them in here. This is 32 ounces, so it holds 2 pounds of oil, which is great. You could get a cap. What I do is I pour it out on against a pipette like this. Just because they're a little bit weightier. I mean, I guess you could. Just be careful. You do have to get used to holding these, but I wanted to show, and it comes with these like chalkboard type sticky labels. So this is my Santal and Coconut blend. It's really good. Since day one, it's always been our #1 seller. So, all right, just wanted to share that. So these wick holders, I have 30, I think, but the Soy 10, it sets up pretty quickly that I can go back to the first ones that I poured and just remove them. I don't futz with the wick too, like I don't move it around a lot, but basically it's enough time where I can just move them around so that I don't need to have, you know, 100 of these. It's just not necessary. I just think it's extra cost. That isn't, but if you're not comfortable removing and you know you want to wait the 24 hours or whatever, you know, you have to do what works for you. And I think that's what's important about candle making is we all have our different flows, our different processes, and it's important that you do what works for you. I'll show you how they're all set up here. Gorgeous. Look at those babies. Oh, baby, 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 baby. So good. So now that everything is poured, I am going to add just a little fall holiday magic. I'm going to be using this super fine micro glitter. This is from Makesy. I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. But it's this really gorgeous, like, it's like a champagne gold, just to add some, just like I said, a special, a magical element. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly hit the tops with the heat gun, and then I'm going to spray this. Wait to see how this sprays. This is clutch. I got this from Brambleberry. It dispenses the exact perfect amount so that you don't overspray, because clogging the wick and all that. But I've tested this extensively. Let me move the camera and I'm going to show you how I do this. Do this one here. And that's it. Can you see? Just a little something special. I forgot to turn the camera back on. I just did these candles. I mean, you know, I'm not very good with this vlog style. It's so difficult for me because I get into the zone and that is it. Unless I'm like making in front of camera where it's like this, I'm struggling. Let me show you these beautiful candles anyway. Oh boy. Let me show you. It's a little bit subtle. I love it. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Let me see if I can't get one. We have not done that in a long time where, you know, we're just hanging out making candles, which I absolutely love. You know, I think part of the struggle for me is candles are, it's such a safe place for me. It's where I decompress, de-stress, but also just where I find so much joy that to pull focus, I struggled quite a bit. So if you're still here hanging in, thank you. It's tough. But I wanted to talk through some best practices as maybe you are starting your candle journey, or if you have already been making candles for a while. I love picking up tips. I love seeing how other people do their production because I'll always learn something. And I hope by watching me work, you have learned something too. Whether you're making 6 candles, a dozen candles, or 50 candles, I think the thing that stays the same is just organization and making sure that you have everything in a way for however you work, right? However your brain is. Like, I'm very visual, so I need to like see and have a list, which I check things off as I make things. I note how many things I'm making, obviously with my recipe doc, but just keeping organized. I remember before I had taken a call while I was making tester candles, like didn't think it was a big deal. It was a big deal because I put in like 4 times the amount of oil that I needed to. So I had to fix that. Yeah, these are the things, just making sure you're staying organized and paying attention. I think as you scale, if you are a fan of the funnel pitcher, Amazon has those really teeny tiny pancake pours. I think you can pour like 2 candles at a time. To me, that is like, that's annoying. I have this big one. I got it from Webstaurant store. I do see that they have it on Amazon now, and it's actually cheaper because it includes shipping. To me, well, it's a little bit more cost. Like if you were to go through Webstaurant and buy this, it would cost you so much more. So if you are interested, I think I pour 5 candles, right? 5 8.5 ounce candles. So if you're doing 4 ounce candles, you'll get even more. This thing is great. It's super easy to clean. It's stainless steel, obviously. I will link that below if you're interested. Like with all of my affiliate links, if you are in the market and you are shopping and you're watching this video or you watch my videos and you find value or I've helped you with something, it helps me out if you shop through my links because you're already shopping anyway. So you get it for yourself and then you give back to me in this channel. So if you are in the market and you shop my affiliate links, I appreciate you. Thank you. Some of you, before you even make a purchase, bless, I love you for this. You reach out to me and you say, do you have an affiliate link for this company? I'm placing an order. And like, that just fills my heart. I am so appreciative that you're even thinking of me so that you can help give something back to me in this channel when you're shopping. Thank you. And a lot of you have asked, hey, your jelly jars are linked on Amazon. I thought you got them on Candle Science, and that's true. So yeah, the jelly jars, you can get them on Amazon. I mean, I wish Candle Science had an affiliate program. They don't, but that's okay. If you are interested, buy them there. But if you're already placing an order on Candle Science, just, pop them in your cart or whatever. You will get free shipping with Amazon. It's all in, like, at the end of the day, the cost total. So if you go through Candle Science and they're $10 and you go through Amazon and they're $20, but with shipping, they end up being $22 or $25 with Candle Science, it's kind of like you can save money on Amazon. Anyway, all that to say, all of my links down below with everything that I use. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, my apron. I also got that on Amazon. It was like $10 or something like that. And it's great. I love it. I did tie it here because it's a little long. I'm short. So I did have to tie it. So when shopping on Amazon, there are some candle suppliers that do sell on Amazon, and that's okay. Just make sure it's coming from the candle supplier. So Freedom Soy Wax, I get DMs about this a lot. They are sold on Amazon and it is legitimate. If you buy it from a company where the company name is like all uppercase letters, like Zizix or something like that, XXYZX, that's not legit, right? So who's to say what kind of wax you're getting? But people like Freedom Soy. It's a great wax. There's nothing wrong with it if you buy it on Amazon. If it's cheaper than buying it directly from your candle supplier or from them directly. So Freedom Soy is definitely safe. Wicks, again, if it's being sold from a reputable supplier, I would say go for it because it's the same wick you're going to get whether it's Hive and Honey or, Cal Candle Supply or Candela Supply. Paying attention to who the supplier is and you will be okay. Another question I get asked a lot is, can I buy jars on Amazon? Of course, yes. Buy jars wherever you want. Just make sure that they are candle safe. So a lot of times they'll say like microwave or dishwasher or oven safe. Those are pretty high temps. Those are temps that are gonna exceed as hot as your candle jar could get. Let's say worst case scenario, your candle jar reaches temps of like 180 or 200 degrees max. I'm just saying, worst case scenario. That is still not as hot as it gets in a microwave or a dishwasher or your oven. So just check that for safety. And of course, test. Make sure, do those power burns. Make sure you're testing from top to bottom and seeing what happens when the candle is done and does it self-extinguish. I think if there's anything that you can aim for with your candle, it's safety, right? You want to create and make a safe candle. And the way to do that is making sure that you build it so it self-extinguishes. So for me to make a safe candle, I'm happy if there's a 1/4 to 1/2 inch of wax at the bottom. And the way you do that is with your wick sticker. I use the thicker ones. I have found that those thinner wick stickers they burn like all the way down and it gets so stinking hot, like underneath the jar. I don't like that personally. I think Candle Science sells different sizes of wick stickers. My recommendation is to always go with the thickest, cushioniest wick sticker. I forget what the size is, but I'll have it linked down below. You just want that buffer. It's just, you're not gonna get every single inch of wax to burn. What I recommend to my customers is when you get to the bottom and it self-extinguishes,
put it on a warmer and you'll finish the life out of it. You'll get another at least couple days by putting the jaw on a top warmer. All right, yo, let's talk about soy 10 real quickly. I know it's super easy to throw on a video, one of my videos where I'm like, I love soy 10, and then I switched to soy 10. What you didn't see, or what you don't see behind the scenes, is all of the testing that I did and all of these different jaws with tons of different wick series, and just taking copious notes of what happens with every burn test. And let me tell you, there were a lot of fails. The way that you move forward without getting stuck or hung up on trying to make a particular wick size work is to just be very agile. Fail quickly, move on quickly. You've learned, you have data, go. I was pouring like 6 to 8 testers at a time. I was doing 2 wick series at a time, trying to get the information, seeing side by side, like, wow, this is obviously burning better, this one's obviously burning hotter, or this one's not burning hot enough, et cetera, et cetera. Really understanding the wick series as well. So you have to spend time with the new wax. And I'm seeing a lot of folks get impatient, and they always ask like, oh my God, it's been burning for 2 hours. Does this look good? It's like, there's no way to know. You've got to do multiple burn tests to see. You know when it's failed when it is sooting and you have like black around the jaw. And let me tell you, that happened to me. 30 minutes into a burn and the wicks were so big, it was like just black around the ring. And I was like, oh my God, okay, ripping that out. Let's start all over again. For soy 10 though, you're not supposed to get a full melt pool on the first burn. You're not supposed to get a full melt pool for like many burns. For me, in my testing with the phenomenal hot throw, is I'm getting almost a full melt pool by like the 4th burn, sometimes the 5th, depending upon the oil. And then it's gonna have some hang up on the sides. And by the time it gets like the midway point in the jaw, all of that hang up has melted and caught up. And it is beautiful. That is the thing with soy 10, is depending upon the oil, depending upon your wick and your vessel, mine are pretty straight. If you have like where it's fatter at the top or at the bottom, you have more variables that you have to test for. So pour multiple testers at a time. If you can do 6 or if you can do 8. And at that point, you're looking for safety, right? You're looking to make sure it's not burning too hot or that it's tunneling. So with HTP specifically, that is the wick that I'm finding that works with my recipe, my jaws, etc. With soy 10, like some of my blends, I've had to go down to like 62s. So I'm like 62, 73, 83, and 93. It's all over the place, Bob. It's crazy. It's absolute chaos. You just have to test. And when you are starting to learn or play with a new wax, you should be testing all the time. So yeah, this is my PSA to make sure you spend the time that you need to with your wax. It's not gonna happen in a few weeks. It's certainly not gonna happen in a few months. This is my #1 piece of advice that has come up quite a bit, especially since I started my one-on-one consultations. If you are interested and you need some help wherever you are in your candle making journey, there's a link down below. There's also a video. Do not put yourself in a box with a deadline. Candles do not work that way. The testing journey is such that there's no way. I used to be a producer, and it was always, we had a launch date, right? And you work from that date backwards. Unfortunately, with candles, it's literally a little science experiment every single time you do a test. You can't do it that way. If you are like, I need to launch in 2 months, you are setting yourself up for failure because, one, it's stressful. How are you going to do it? Especially if you're working full time. That is even harder to do. And I recommend, do not have a date. Launch when you're ready, and you'll know when you're getting close. And so in between the waiting to test burn and doing the burn test and collecting your data, you can be working on your website. You can be working on flushing out your client avatar and who, like your niche, everything, all of that. I have videos for all of that. Link down below. You can also check out my channel. You know, people are so focused on, I have to launch by this date, but if you aren't ready, you aren't ready. And you need to give yourself some grace and space to be ready, because you want to make sure that you launch with a safe product and not just for the sake of launching. And let me tell you, Just because you have a launch date, let's say, you know, you've done your testing, you've been doing it for 2 years, you're ready, you have your date, you flip the switch and you go. It's not the norm where because it's on, you know, you're gonna get 100 orders in a day. It just doesn't work that way. So you need to build an SEO into your store, but still that takes weeks and months to see traction from that and to start getting organic foot traffic. It doesn't just happen because you said, all right, I'm live. I see that a lot in the groups too. I launched my store. I'm trying to do ads. Should I do more ads? But I'm not getting any sales. And I go to their website and there's zero SEO, and it's really hard to navigate. If I do a search, they don't pop up. So there's so much work that's beyond the candles to get you ready for launch. The product is just one piece of it. Launch when you're ready, not because you've given yourself a date. I guarantee most times you will not hit that date because something inevitably pops up. Inevitably. Something inevitably will pop up and it's gonna push you back. And I listen, come here. Hold on. It's okay. Don't hold yourself to a date because it's just gonna bum you out when you miss it or if you miss it, right? Launch when you're ready. And as you get close, again, you'll know. You'll know when you're ready to be there. I print my logo out on my Cricut and then I use masking tape to transfer it onto the jar. I use the scraper tool to make sure I get in between all of the little elements that are in my logo. This is painstaking, you guys. It takes a long time. And then I have to gently try to peel it back from the paper, use another tool. It's a little crazy, which is why I'm really happy that my manufacturer can sublimate this onto my jars. Okay, and now I just need to center it the best that I can, because I am just eyeballing it, and then transferring it onto my jar. I am relieved that these are the last 100 jars I need to do this with, and then I don't have to worry about it.